Hi everyone, we're still at the Adriatic Sea in the heart of the Dalmatia in the small fisherman's village called Rogoznica. And today we're going to do focaccia. Focaccia is a wonderful bread that you can use with any type of meal, but I think especially goes well with a stew or something that you can dip the focaccia in. So let's get started. We need rosemary, we need olive oil, we need flour, salt, yeast. 500 grams of plain flour. Now we're gonna put 2 teaspoons of salt. And as we mentioned before, salt goes on the sides of the bowl. Then we're gonna make a hole. Now we will put 1.5 tablespoon of dried yeast. A little bit of lukewarm water. And dried rosemary and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I have here 400 milliliters of water. I'm going to use 300 only until I mix it well and add the rest of it. Sometimes the humidity in air is very low and you will find that you need even more water than it's in the recipe because flour is not always the same. It depends on the weather. We're gonna mix and knead this dough in the bowl, add an extra water and then knead on the tabletop on the oily surface. Okay, now we will add a little bit more rosemary. Oil the surface and continue to knead the dough. The dough for the focaccia is not that thick. You might find it hard to manipulate, but as you can see, when you put the oil on the surface, it does knead well. Now the dough is rather sticky and it's ready to leave it to rise. Leave it for an hour to double the size. After 1 hour, our dough has risen and now we will knead it once more for a few minutes and leave it again to rise before it's baked. Put some flour on the working surface and tip the dough. Give it a quick kneading for a few minutes. Don't use too much flour because the dough for the focaccia needs to be rather runny and very soft. Now we're gonna spread the dough over the parchment paper. Try to spread the dough as much as you can. It doesn't have to be too thin. The dough will rise again. The good thing about the focaccia, it needs to be irregular and really bumpy when it's uneven, so you will have crunchy parts and soft parts. Now we're gonna leave it to rise again, do some decor, sprinkle some olive oil, and then we will put it to bake. Our focaccia was rising about an hour and as you see, it has doubled the volume. Now we're gonna put some more natural rosemary, fresh rosemary. I've cut rosemary into smaller bits so it doesn't bother you when you eat it. Now we're going to put some flour and make the holes, the distinctive holes focaccia has. These holes are great for holding the olive oil that we're going to sprinkle before the baking. Just before the baking, we will sprinkle the focaccia with an olive oil. And top it with a little bit of salt. Great! Let's go in the oven on a fan on a 200 Celsius degrees and leave it for 15 or 20 minutes. After 22 minutes, the focaccia is ready. We will leave it to rest and cool down 15 minutes if you prefer. Drizzle with olive oil once more while it's still hot. The focaccia has cooled off. You can see it's all golden brown. It's rather crispy, but it's soft inside. The best way to use focaccia is without knife. Just break it with your hands and you can see it's very, very soft, but still has the crust. Let's give it a try. Can't wait. Oh my God. It's really, really good. You can feel the olive oil, the salt that makes the olive oil feel stronger, and the rosemary in the background. It's nice and crisp and soft inside. Perfect for the beef stew. Perfect. I will finish this piece. In the meantime, I hope you will try this recipe and see you in the next video. Bye!